is, since we saw such a great display of Cicero last week, I'm posting the Bio-Rage Alchemist subclass on our Patreon now. So that should be up, and if you're interested to figure out what in the world Cicero is doing and why his red is blue, go check that out.
Why is my red blue?
To recap and get us to where we are now, last session was... Very good bookmark up.
It was just really like...
Okay, hello.
Yes. Settle in for story time, boys and girls.
Everyone got their blanket and pillow? Alright, last episode. I don't like this. Last episode started with a reference to the fight that we got to later, and a trip to the archive. And so at the archive, Munkin and Thule talked a little bit about how this conversation might go, and that there might be a barrier with her not being a populous citizen. But he was kind of prepared for that. And then when he asked what she was interested in there, he seemed to know that he was about to bear a lot of weight. And then he walked into the archive, talked with a very straight and narrow scribe page named Luna. And Luna directed a lot of attention towards Munkin, him being a citizen of Populous, and politely obliged with him to rent out the introductory guide to evocation magic, which Thule has gripped tightly with white knuckles ever since holding onto it. And also, Munkin paid a hefty chunk for some magical paper and ink. Turned to the rest of the group and said, I hope that we have a long and good friendship through this. And then paid for book, paid for parchment, and all of that. That group left. We zipped back to the cottage outside of Populous, where this troll figure was fighting with the other half of the party around a destroyed cottage of Cicero's home. Gwendolyn, not giving up on the fight, chased the creature hundreds of feet and a little over 100 feet into the woods as Misery healed up a very hurting Cicero from this fight. Having seen that the creature did flee, indeed, Gwendolyn returned, and the group kind of huddled and patched up and talked as Cicero recapped how he got to where he was. He found a note and a gemstone in a hidden drawer in his home, along with a shattered and torn family crest, and some intact cauldrons that were used to make an impromptu soup. Magic was sung, bees were buzzed, and the group came to then Ocean's Deep Goblet, where they read over a contract provided by Rickledar, prepared some questions, and then invited Rickledar back to the table to discuss and ask those questions. When he came out, I forgot to tell over the break, Rachel, what Thule had noticed, which I'll send you a text message. As
I'm just gonna tell everyone immediately. No, I'm gonna tell Misery.
I will text this to you because that is better. So Rickledar comes out. What are you doing? Trying to hear her text message?
Just waiting.
Oh, okay.
I would tell him if I thought maybe
I'll just read your text message.
be able to detect that.
And like, by the way, we're right beside each other.
By the way.
But as he steps out and looks over the flagons that some of you may have drank in the waiting, he goes, refills whatever has been drank, sits down at the... Okay, I did want to make sure I was recording. We're good. I have been recording. In case any of you were nervous about that.
I wasn't nervous. I believed in you.
Thank you.
Unlike your dad.
Yeah. Rejoin the table, refills the flagons, and says, well, what did we discuss? How can I assist?
Flagons.
Where did we land?
Well... Tell me that.
Tuli's going. Like staring, still trying to discern what it is that she sees.
We came to a conclusion, but I think I want to kind of present our counter offer in the form of a song.
Gosh. Are you about to sing for us?
Yes.
Tuli's still kind of like looking around the room. She's looking.
I'm going to start my song as soon as I talk to Thule.
Thule goes.
About something very important.
Thule goes, stall.
This is a little ditty I wrote on the way from fancy Nashville. Fancy here.
Text is sent. But also,
Across the world.
I don't think that, I mean, you read your text and figure out what you do. He refills the flagons, gets ready at the table, as you two rejoin the table, and the contract is sitting there too. He gestures to it. Is there anything I can assist with? What can we discuss?
Yes, I wasn't here at the last meeting. I just wanted to introduce myself.
Oh, hello.
My name is Cicero.
They talked very highly of you.
They sometimes do.
They did the whole time.
That's great.
I met them.
That's great.
You seem a decent fellow.
Thank you.
I'm Urkeldar.
I'm Cicero.
Yes.
Cicero.
You look a little worse for wear right now.
Yes, I got in a fight. And I destroyed my house.
Julie's
With
gonna
what?
go.
With myself.
You fought with yourself?
I destroyed it.
No, what did you fight with?
Myself.
Oh, interesting.
Yep.
Is he okay?
Yep.
No,
Yep.
is he okay?
Yep. Yep.
We do not know.
Not often.
Interesting. Noted.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, now that I've
Here's my friend.
tuned my loot.
Yeah. Hold on, did you update or say anything, or?
She did a bunch of.
Julie,
This is for Dan to know, yeah.
okay, for Dan.
For Dan to know what happened.
Oh yeah, I told.
For the all-seeing Daniel.
I communicated. Okay, no, actually, let me rephrase. Julie's gonna go.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Is that?
I don't really know what that means.
Yeah.
Do you want?
In the context of you about to use magic, you don't know what it means.
I mean, it means no, but I don't. I believe. Oh,
I don't believe you.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Julie's gonna.
Also, to include that in the update, she had said before she went to knock on the door, I'm going to look around the room for any signs of magic or things like that too. So you would know she was about to do that, and in response to her doing that, made a cough.
That was so last
And went like,
Yeah.
So that means there's no magic.
Correct. You're good.
no.
Is it metagaming to like be noticing this and want to do an insight check to see if there's anything up with
No,
Thule
she said she did
specifically,
everything.
or is
No, I don't even think you have to roll for it. I think that readily from just watching what was happening and the way that she's responding.
You have some insight into what's happening.
Yeah, that she looks, she went from, I'm curious, I'm gonna look around and kind of see, are there any signs of like any type of protection or thing, to now being very defensive, reserved, and cautious.
Is Joey's? Do I see that Joey is not
I'm.
understanding or doesn't care or?
I think I'm understanding, and I am choosing to do it anyway.
So Thule is like looking, and her eyes are gonna go a little wider, and then she's gonna look down at her book, and she's gonna like lay out way too far across the table and put it on the table and say, "Rickler, I hope you don't mind if I put this here. It's just a book on like magic."
I see that.
Yeah, I mean, how did you know it was a book on magic? Oh, I guess I just told you, didn't I?
You said this was a magical book, and you set it down in front of me.
It's from the archive. I don't know if you've been there to read magical books.
That's great. No, I have not been to the archive, but this is a good book for you to have.
Yeah, and maybe you've read other magical books like it, so you know why it's so important to me. I don't know. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't.
Is
You a Gemini? You seem like
there something on your mind?
Well, mostly I just don't want you to be intimidated by this magical book here. And I know sometimes people who don't know magic can be intimidated by magic,
Right.
and so
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you, I don't assume, maybe
Right.
you are familiar with magic, and so you wouldn't be intimidated. I'm just wondering, don't be intimidated.
Is this because I asked you to be discreet when I said I would use magic to help you all go into the lake? Are you trying to?
Tuli, okay, we'll just have to say Tuli forgot. Tuli's gonna like pause and be like, and then she's gonna take the book back and be like, and just look at Joe or Misery like.
I again will ask because I'm unsure of how well this landed. And he's looking down at the contrast and then slowly up at you all. Please respect the delicate information that I shared with you.
I was not here to hear any of it.
This is a weird question, but is there anything behind the door anything that seems breakable or it to fall onto the ground.
Oh yeah.
Distractible even.
Yes. Behind the bar, which is his back is to the bar, there are shelves with different bottles of liquor or larger vessels of ale and things like that, and wine, all individually stored up above. That are easily nudgeable magically.
I want to just do the briefest little without moving my body at all, just glance at one of the bottles and then mage hand it, I guess, and scooch it off the shelf.
For sure.
Break it.
Simultaneously, so it's not dead silence.
Everyone has to do a different, really weird thing.
I'll say, socially, we are not the best, but we will be discreet with the information shared, and we would like to discuss the terms despite our awkward demeanor.
And right when he looks around, I'm gonna try to look at Thule and I'm gonna first try to visibly get permission, but I'm gonna do my head and can I do this?
Julie is again, the blood is gonna drain out of her already.
I haven't done it yet.
Very gray face, and look at you and go,
Okay. And then, alright, and I'm gonna finally say, what's going on?
Fair question.
Tuli looks visibly nauseous, is going to move the book away from her because it's her most treasured possession now. She doesn't want to get sick on it. And she just says, oh, he's just a magic user, but I guess we already knew that.
Okay. And then, alright, so I nod. Look like I'm trying not to roll my eyes as I nod, and then I switch mind linking to misery, and then just say, "You can use magic," which apparently we do.
Thanks for stalling.
To add a little bit of that too, I would say there's what you do get from what you had seen in that too is just a high level, a gravitas to it in a way that is more impressive to you in the moment of oh, he had talked about kind of low level magic before, but you sense a strong and there's a lot more potential than just that.
Okay, I'm going to communicate that. Do you want me to read exactly what you wrote to Fulcrum? Or just that's enough what you just communicated?
However you would communicate that would be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say I noticed a magical streak to his eyes when I'm saying this to his eyes. When he walked out, and you got a sense that I just got the sense that he's a super capable magic user, not just basic level like he said, but super capable. Yeah, just a decent amount of arcane energy was radiating off of him.
Okay, let me modify that then. I'm gonna look at misery and say, I would strongly encourage you to use your natural charm over magic to win this man over. And that's all. And then just
I am using my natural I'll respond to you. I'll be I'm basically using my natural charm.
no, basically my friend.
It's pretty much the same thing.
Alright, I'm so sorry. I don't know. And he's behind the bar at this point. It's this is what is, and he cleans this up.
I'll offer to help him clean it up.
It's fine. And then
I have some summer shandy you can replace.
he behind the bar, and as you get up and kind of walk over to go to help, you can see he waves his hand, and all of the fluid that's on the ground kind of evaporates away. And then the pieces of glass, he reaches down and touches it, and the bottle forms, and he just puts it over side, and then he notices you and goes, I got it. And then
Do I see that happen?
you see it. You don't know when he sees that.
Okay,
But
I'll say, oh, that's a much better job than I could have done.
This happens all the time, more than you would imagine.
Cool shaped water, bro. Alright, I'm gonna start playing my music and singing a song that includes all of the terms we discussed. It is a weird song, but it is a minute long. I'm not going to sing it now. I'm sorry. I can't come up with a song that says we want. I'm doing.
You're
that.
doing it right now.
You just said we want the 33% reduced to 25, and we also want to know what the adventuring party means. Because it could just be one or two of us.
No.
What was the third thing?
I want a place to stay right now.
And we want to be able to shop anywhere we want because that's a ridiculous type of thing. And we want discounts at the places that you
That was already
sponsor.
included.
And can we move up?
So thank you
our-
for those. Thanks for knowing that we wanted that.
Also, I have an annuity and I need cash now.
Call JG.
What? Hey, stop telling us now.
So then I do that for a minute.
Yes.
I'm doing and throwing a performance.
Yep. And the effect of this is
And so I can only pick up to 4 people. I'm going to include some new people. I'm going to include Rickeldar. I'm going to include Lorelith, Thule,
In what?
and Pilgrim. Oh, nice. No, you like me already. In my charming. So
I'm already.
at the end of the performance, choose those people within 60 feet who watch and listen to all of it. My charisma first.
I'm like rolling my eyes.
So you must succeed on a wisdom saving throw against my spell save DC, which is 14, or you'll be charmed. And while you're charmed, you idolize me, speak glowingly of me and to anyone who speaks to you, and it hinders anyone who opposes me. Avoiding violence, that's not gonna come.
Did you make that spell just for yourself?
Takes an hour. Yep.
You said wisdom saving throw?
Yep. So if you succeed,
and misery.
Misery.
Thule got a 16, but she idolizes the bandit.
Bro.
So
and you don't
Says that
there's no discernible difference between
Plus,
even if you
wisdom?
succeed, you don't know that I tried. So
My eyes dilate. They go.
Okay, so you failed it as well. And
alright, you guys aren't as important.
The entire party.
I'm gonna
Except for
I'll do
Glenn
this
all
right on the table.
Oh, okay, go for it.
Yeah, I'll let you all happily witness whatever
14.
Rickeldar rolls.
Wisdom. This is modifier here.
What is that there?
That's a 14.
Oh, it rolled
Okay.
off of a 20 though.
It did.
The last second, yeah.
He almost really hated you.
Okay.
I assume he has not a negative.
Sorry. Let's translate that song into the actual questions for me. We were asking for. Go ahead.
25% instead of 33.
Yeah, if you would consider reducing the outside found
Okay.
tasks to 25%.
It really should be 0. but-
Defining adventuring party for the purposes of the contract. And
A place to stay right now.
the sooner residents.
We already have a place to stay right
3
now.
nights from now.
Yeah. 3 nights.
Yeah.
Sure.
So time for him to get it together.
I was like, why do you keep asking for this? We have a place to stay.
For 3 nights.
Yeah.
That's a long time. D&D world.
Also the shopping.
Yeah.
And defining shopping, what that means and doesn't mean.
Yes.
Is it only for supplies for adventuring, or like we're loyal to royal when it comes to Rickeldar?
I'm in on that. Can't confirm.
Oh, how fun. That was great.
Thank you. How do you feel?
It was great.
That was phenomenal.
Again,
They
socially,
love
we're
me.
not the best.
I don't know what you mean.
I've
This has
never
been
heard
very
better
enjoyable.
music.
This was cool. I mean, I've never heard of a counter proposal being so well designed to be in song. It was fun.
We are crafty.
Misery is the best of us.
Thank you.
That is high praise.
I love him.
It's like the son I never had.
Everyone has.
That's why.
It's great. I can remember all of the questions that you have.
Yeah, because of the catchy melody.
There's this tune to it. All right, and 25%. Okay, cool.
25.
But the conflict here is you want to pay me less money over time and a lot more right now too. Which, if we were to sign on today, my overall expense there is about 150 gold. Which I'm looking to at least make sure that I can cover that soon. so that I'm not bleeding out money over this whole deal for a while. So, in considering that, what I can do is, which would you prefer? We have the 50 gold, we have the potions of healing, and I could either pay for some prolonged residence for you at an inn that could give you more time, or would you prefer a permanent place to stay?
What you want, bro?
I mean,
He doesn't say anything about the percentage.
No, he's trying to get to first, what is it that you actually want out of this, and then he'll figure out where that lands contract-wise.
halfway through saying that, I just my gaze drifted back to misery. I'm just staring at him.
Can you reverse the curse?
It lasts for an hour.
Oh goodness.
What does Misery think?
Or you could attack.
He's a real businessman. Being in the band and all.
Oh, I'm not like the band manager.
You're amazing.
None of us can negotiate like you.
Anything you say is perfect.
Thank you, Laura.
Wow.
Thank you. I love this.
If I can't do it, oh my god. Good thing you didn't fail a saving throw, you don't have to.
We back you 100%.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
But more
Thank you all.
I'm mind linking with misery and saying I love you.
Oh my god. Get out of my
I
head.
love you. I love you.
Y'all are lovely right now. If you could allow Misery, Cicero, and I to
Be normal,
Cicero.
okay? Be normal. I need I don't know, because half of us aren't from this town. I need about, I don't know, maybe like a month to fix my place back up, because I got a little bit damaged by me. But I don't need anything permanent. But I think if these people want to stay in the city, they're going to need something permanent.
I live here.
I go wherever Misery goes.
Amen.
I mean, do you want to stay in the city, dude? Come on.
My ancestors have stayed in the same cabin for hundreds and hundreds of years. I have to rebuild the
Our
cabin.
adventures are gonna, if you really want to.
We'll take the place.
hang on. Would that be
Hold on.
possible to consider a temporary place for a month rather than permanent residence?
Dang.
I need a place for a month. I destroyed my cabin
What if
myself.
I can assist in the rebuilding of your cottage,
Yes.
and it could be built in a way that housed all of you
In my cabin?
on your property?
Laura?
To my terms.
And what are these terms?
I get to design. There's a specific way that my house has been designed for hundreds and hundreds of years. I think you would understand. It's in the Isaro family.
Well, I get to design my room, right?
Yeah, well, yes, but as the overall layout, there's
Misery gets to design the whole house.
I'm super down.
No, the Isaros have designed our cabins for hundreds of years in a particular way. Cicero, Isaro, my grandfather, Isaro.
Who was before that?
Huh?
Cicero.
Cicero? One.
His name actually has two C's.
Dose of glycerol.
Yeah.
And to what cost would you ask for this rebuilding? How expensive do you envision this to be?
400,000.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I think we could do it for 150 gold.
Okay.
I'm a man of the woods.
Okay. We could do a 6-room keep of some sort on the property you already had.
Yes. With one wall already still intact.
Two.
2 walls already still intact. And 2 cauldrons.
And it's like
including my student
outside
cauldron.
of this.
It's outside of city limits. We don't need the contracts.
Taxes are lower.
Taxes are lower. And the Isaro family are great builders.
And you will assist in building?
I will assist in building.
Will you all assist in building?
No.
I will do whatever Misery does, so no.
Okay.
Tuli says yeah, and then when
we
Misery
will-
says no, she says, oh well.
We will all.
Guys, let's sit here for an hour and then talk.
Why?
Okay.
I'm gonna hand Lorelith the bee jar. That's a sensory tool. I assume you're high on cat.
So 100. I'm obviously the one that's thinking clearly right now. So 150 gold. That's a joke. 150 gold to rebuild the cabin for 6 of us, according to Istro specifications on Istro family property.
Yes.
Plus 25%.
Is
Plus some clear definitions over what the party is. Plus the option that Tuli be able to shop at other stores besides the specified ones because she has a thing for buying.
more than just Thule.
Because she has a thing for buying things where she wants to.
Julie goes,
If you could elaborate on the shops and
Okay.
define the adventuring party first, that would be helpful.
Okay.
His agree.
Okay.
I don't
As
think
that's free for everybody.
I don't think you know about me. I got some stuff.
Oh, okay. I thought you were about to break into a
I'll
rap.
say it sounds like a threat.
This is the story, y'all.
Okay, the adventuring party is both you as individuals and you as a group. That as you are paid for services and jobs that you do within Populous, that a cut of that would come to me, knowing that I'm assisting in building your renown and reputation that you have here.
Julie goes, including my chef's smash pot.
No.
Julie says, okay, you're
He's
boss.
the brand manager
No.
for the Crab Killers.
Yes!
Not time.
Not the
That is the greatest names I've ever heard.
Time.
And you also.
I take the bee jar from Loreless and I it's a distraction.
I take the bee jar and I give it to I got this for you.
And you also can keep any money that you make with your beasts. 'Cause I'm not interested in that either. But
That's good.
as you as a group are working together to do deals and jobs and favors and things like that, whether I acquire them or if you do them on your own, you get to keep more of it. That is what that part looks like.
Thank you.
25%.
And you said only stuff in Populous.
25%.
Yes.
Cool.
Cool.
25%.
How do you feel about
Yeah,
taking the outside cut to 25%?
If I'm paying the front to construct your home again
The Istro
That
family,
is not how we expected this to go. That's fair.
to a cost of 150 gold,
which is similar to the original cost.
which I will substitute the 50 gold and the 2 potions of healing for that.
So we're getting the upfront.
No.
Agreed.
So it takes away. No,
155 gold.
So you're you're valuing our company at how much then?
10% for 200,000.
Right, okay. And
But you
you
get
say,
2 sharks.
but you get 2 shards. Okay.
3%.
150 gold is the value of the 2 potions and the 50 gold I was going to give, which is the same cost that he is asking for up front.
Yes.
I will substitute that to
Yep.
pay for that
Yep.
completely,
Yep.
and
I mean, we don't have to pay anything.
you would not have to pay anything.
Yep.
And what I will also agree to is I will drop the 33% down to 25% once I see 100 gold paid to me.
That's a contingency right
That's a
there.
contingency plan. Yeah. What's your out? Like 150 units sold. I'm in.
And for that reason,
Julie says, she knows she's not a good negotiator, so she says,
Still ask for the healing potions. that's your like counter or whatever. How much time has it been in this conversation?
Please say an hour.
Please say it. 45 minutes.
Absolutely not.
How long?
It's been a couple of minutes.
we basically think it's real time.
You're locked in this misery forever.
What a good name.
So it's like 12:05. So we do have.
Episode number 5, 14. You're locked in this misery forever.
when misery calls you home.
Trickledar, I appreciate that. I apologize. I think several of us were beat up a bit today, and I don't know what happened at the archives, but it is still today. So, signing bonus day. Fantasy football, as it were.
Football.
I know some things.
I think we could take some more time and come back to you in a bit.
Why?
Because they're all mess.
Misery's the best.
Do you recognize that they're there's?
I don't
something
say
going-
that, sorry.
Right. I mean, it's possible if you were like wondering what the heck is going on with Pilgrim and Lorla. That you,
Oh, I recognize.
Sure,
At least
right.
probably not with Thule, but
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Pilgrim and Laura.
yeah. Okay.
We are acting vastly different.
Are you? No.
If we could take like an hour to have lunch, further discuss. I do appreciate your offer
already
about
had lunch.
Cicero. It's just not everyone has had lunch. Misery. We do have to consider the greater good of the party and the populace and of you.
Sure.
So perhaps a bit more time, as this generous offer to build Cicero's cabin is quite nice, but unexpected.
I see.
Consider.
To answer one of the other questions before you go, and yes, I will get to that point as well. Thule, your shopping interests. I would only ask that as I negotiate on your behalf to a blacksmith and a shop that also deals in magical items, that I would barter with them exclusivity for this group, that you all would work only with them when you are shopping at a blacksmith and if you are buying magical items. Anything outside of that is your own doing, but as part of me representing you and getting those relationships built, that I would hope to have some weight in that to secure those relationships and get you all a discount at those shops as part
So
of
you
that
don't
too.
care where we get our toilet paper?
What kind of toilet paper do you like? What's toilet paper? What's a toilet?
What's paper?
Tui kind of like drums her fingers on the books and goes,
Parchment.
Magic.
what? I mean, you know what they say, Genasis be shopping.
That's the episode title.
But
Do they say that?
Oh, I heard it. Okay.
On the other
Like,
plane.
what
On the other
if
plane.
these
The kids.
vendors don't have an item and can't get it? Can we write into the contract that then I can go somewhere else? If they can get it or they have it, I'm like totes down. But otherwise,
Is there already something in mind now?
no, I'm just
Okay.
thinking ahead because I'm intelligent. But not very charismatic.
Just like Misery.
Just thinking hard because I'm smarter than you. It's fine.
You would be surprised at what these enchanters do and can make at a request, and in given amount of time, if the request is made and they refuse to make whatever it is that you are requesting, I will represent you in that and see if something can be done. And I'm sure that if they refuse to meet some end, that if we could find it elsewhere, then we would do that. I would try to find and make a deal with you with a place that would agree to any job that you were trying to get them to create.
So this is perfect.
It should not be a problem.
Is Rigaldar as enthralled as he was earlier? Or
You,
is he more like down to business?
you can see he's very in the business end of this now. That any joy from the song is has fallen. Is now this is a negotiation.
Must be nice.
And then you had mentioned something else that I said I'd get back to. Taking more time. This conversation does shift a lot if you wait until tomorrow.
I didn't say till tomorrow. I
right.
said if we could take like an hour for lunch.
Yes. I just wanted to let you know that the 150 gold that I'm willing to put up is for today. And so should you choose elsewhere or want more time to peruse other options, that comes at a cost.
That was perfectly fair.
Alright, let's sign this. Wait, no, we're not doing that. I go where you go.
I'd follow you to the end of this plane.
Second lunch! Lunch sounds.
Second breakfast.
Where do you want to eat lunch?
Julie's like, do they have stuff here?
I shake his hand.
Yeah, he shakes, and then you can.
We'll be back in a bit.
You can see, for those of you who aren't staring at Misery lovingly, that as soon as the conversation shifts into we're no longer talking about business, like he stares down at the table for a moment, his shoulders drop down, and then, all right, lunch. No, I do not have anything here. So feel free to go anywhere that you need. Though I will not bar out patrons much longer today. So if we return and we are to discuss more details, heavily more so than just signing, that we could arrange something. But it may not be as private as I've been able to offer right now.
I do not think we would need as much time
Okay.
at that point.
Actually, we gotta sign it. Okay.
And
But
we would not expect you to serve us lunch, so it's okay.
okay, thank you
We'll
for
head
that.
out.
If you see anyone hanging out front waiting for me to invite them back in, feel free to just let them know they can rejoin us.
Do you have any nachos?
I have no food.
Misery loves nachos.
Misery loves not.
Merkledar, would you like any lunch while
And
we're out?
company.
And company.
No, that is fine. Thank you. Oh,
I'm gonna usher the party.
okay. Heading out into the world then.
Gather.
Okay.
Joey, is there a fast forward button?
Yeah.
This is an hour.
Misery, get everyone to sit in a nice circle under a tree.
I will
Give
say
us
this.
some time.
None of you know that an hour is when this will wear off.
Yeah.
This imagined amount of time of how long do we have to wait for this to wear? Like
We also know it's not permanent though.
Well, I'm not
Right.
personally. I'm gonna let y'all know I'm not hungry, and I'm kind of ready to sign it and do some of those completing things that we talked about earlier.
Yeah,
But
I'm
when,
not
like,
against that.
Like Misery did something.
Right. Something was different, and I trust that it will wear off.
So, I mean,
I propose that as we are a group of followers of Misery,
That's not true.
we
are
call
not.
ourselves Les Miserables.
I agree wholeheartedly.
but we're also a business.
Misery.
Les Miserables Incorporated.
We will strike fear in the hearts of those who dare to oppose Les Miserables.
I'm gonna get my bees back from Misery that were given to him.
Misery business. So.
Oh.
Even better, my idea pales.
Do you think you have a song ready for that name?
I think that we should sign the contract.
Great.
What
Misery,
a wonderful idea.
Whatever you did to them, I need you to turn it off.
We're
I need you
in
to turn it
power
off
here.
so we can actually discuss.
I
don't
assure
think I
you,
can.
when I am thinking clearly,
How long does this
In my-
typically last?
I would know
I'm just gonna tap.
that it lasts.
I'm gonna change into misery.
Ooh, fascinating.
Hello, me.
You.
That's too good.
There's two of you. This is amazing.
But you don't
Either
care about
Misery.
it. That's Cicero.
How long does it last?
Oh, okay.
how dare you imitate the Misery?
Where we look around, are there like food stands and things near? I know we're near up here, and there's
Half of us don't actually eat lunch, but if you don't want lunch, that's fine.
Yeah, you
We could
can
do something productive right now.
We could do something productive right now.
I've been planning to sign the contract and move on to killing some more crabs.
So, well, Tuli's gonna say, I would love to go pick us up some lunch, but yeah, I think I'm just like a little short on money. So, Cicero, do you happen to have? I mean, this is just an opportune time for me to ask you for the money that I lent you, just like completely naturally and organically. Do you happen to have that money that I lent you? I know you do, but if you just want to give it to me, I'll go and get
Yeah,
it.
here's the deal. I don't know if you heard. I destroyed my cabin last night. Not
Yeah.
some creature, me.
And did you hear Misery saved his life?
Like, are any of us surprised?
Absolutely.
Reminder, Tuli is not enchanted.
I destroyed my cabin last night, and so I don't know what kind of friend would ask me for money when you know that I just destroyed my cabin.
Tuli's like hair dens, and she's like, "Oh, well, I wasn't asking for your money. It's just the money that I lent
I
you.
know, but I thought we were friends.
Lynn is looking hard at Cicero and clears her throat.
And my cabin
When he
was
says friends.
destroyed.
Tuli says, say no more.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay, thank you.
You'll pay back later?
Yes.
Okay.
Tuli, you're a good friend.
Thanks.
But Misery's a better friend, honestly.
I would say you could drop it if you wanted to. There are some clauses in this that
I figured.
yeah. that-
I'm not going. And I'm gonna say, we're near the lake, right?
Oh dear goodness, don't take this thing.
Let's go to the lake.
I would love to just throw the stone in the lake.
I'm progressively getting more and more angry about this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
What a wonderful.
It's 3-on-3.
And I mage hand the stone out from my
Nope.
and it's floating in front of me.
No.
Wait, you really said this?
I did say this.
Oh gosh.
I was like,
Sweet.
whatever you want to do with this,
I just want to be rid of it.
I'm not gonna lie, Dan. If I see the thing come out, getting a little upset.
And then, I mean, this isn't a. You do everything I
The
say.
stone's out. You made the bed, Joey. The stone's out in the air now.
What do you want to do with it?
Tuli would mage hand and grab it and try and grab it.
all right.
Or like not.
I have my dagger out and go, Tuli, give the man what he wants.
Well, I have to see if I do it right.
That
I-
kind of thing breaks it.
Yes, actually, this thing of this effect says that although the targets avoid violence unless it was already inclined to fight on your behalf, so you wouldn't be like forced to actually fight somebody over this thing.
Okay.
But also, if that's more like what your character would do anyway, that's fine.
Dun, dun, dun.
But I
My
think
character tends towards violence.
if they see
Then I think you're in the right for
me,
that.
I woke up and chose violence.
if they see me, and this isn't physical violence, but if they see me attacking,
Yeah.
you know,
Yes.
our friends, their friends, then it breaks.
But I would also try to mage hand the stone away from, like, I wouldn't want her to get it.
For sure.
Do we come?
You are going to do a contested check here. Both of you are going to make an Arcana roll.
Okay.
I have my dagger out. That's it.
Oh no!
Did you do a nat 20?
No, I rolled a 1.
Oh, okay. Well, I did a 10 plus 2, 12.
Okay.
But it's not
Yeah.
Yeah, so you are attempting to grab at it, and then this mix of looking at Misery, trying to understand the party and everyone's conflict and everything, it gets kind of just out of your grasp of being able to tether your arcane ability to it.
I put the dagger away.
I move it. I bring it away from her, and then I kind of like circle it around my head back to Misery, and I was like, whatever you wish to do with this.
May I try to grab
Physically?
it? It's wrapped in my necktie
Right.
still, right?
Yeah.
Such a weird side quest.
Pop into your head.
Yeah.
It
You
popped into Misery's head.
could make a
And Misery's head is full of wonderful ideas.
He's one with the character.
you can make a dash for it as it is lowered to.
Oh wait, Misery, you cannot make decisions like this when half of the party is enchanted or whatever the heck you
I'm
want
just
to
sick of
them.
everybody else telling me what to do, okay?
Yeah, let's not tell him what to do. What do you want to do?
He's under
Laura,
a lot
Laura.
of stress.
And so is Pilgrim.
So why do you want to tell
His
them what
parents
to do?
tell him what to do all the
I
time.
don't like it.
But like, isn't the stone telling you what to do? You want to listen to that thing?
I don't want to listen to it. I just want to get rid of it.
But like, that's
A
what it
wonderful
wants.
idea.
I don't want to listen to
Get
anyone.
rid of it. Get rid of
Do
it.
you think getting rid of it where it wants to go is a good idea?
That's like the ultimate listening to it.
Man, you guys are really convincing.
It wants to go there. That's I don't want the stone either. I don't understand what's
I don't
going
know.
on
So
with
you're
it,
trying to
but
persuade me.
I don't think we should listen to
It's
it.
in the air.
I'm floating it right now.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
I want us to fight.
Yeah, he didn't want us to fight,
I just wanted
guys.
to get rid of the stone. I
That's what
thought
you
it
would
was annoying and stupid, but
It is annoying and
if it's a
stupid.
big deal to you guys, then we'll keep the stone.
It is
Do not
annoying and
deprecate
stupid.
yourself.
I think
Keep
it
this-
should be disposed of elsewhere.
The scary stone in Pilgrims. Keep it on you.
A wise change of heart. I float it back into my pocket.
You
Incredible.
are as wise as you are capricious.
How long has it been? 6 more minutes?
Yeah. If you like, if there's no other conflict
go,
stuff, we can talk about. Are you actually seeking out to go buy lunch? Is there food involved in this?
I'm so
No,
full.
I'm done now after cashing out the money.
I haven't had food. I'm a hungry boy.
Yeah, same.
Oh yeah, actually.
But whatever Misery wants to do.
I'll have a drink.
I don't think we can starve ourselves if he doesn't want us.
As a party,
I do whatever Misery wants.
No, I'm done. Let's get out. I'll try.
as a party, just heading out to go as a party heading out to go and grab just some food in this time too. It's going to be a group total of 6 silver, 1 silver each for some type of.
I do not need it.
Oh, I'm not getting. I don't know that the three of us.
Mine's
you
2
wanted
is
to
very
drink.
sufficient.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So it was only 3, right?
The
3
two of
people
us
who
are
needed it.
not.
So
I'm
3
eating
silver.
something.
Yeah. 3 silver, 1 each for those who did not eat. And
Wait.
I get free drink.
And somewhere in the midst of eating, those of you who were so enamored by misery,
Do we remember the last hour too?
it does not feel like anything was out of character, out of sorts for you. You feel like you had a strong burst of positive emotions towards him, but like no source, no like knowledge that he caused it or anything. So it feels pretty like consistent, just a little out of place, but yeah.
Yeah, so there's just a moment where like my chewing slowed for a little bit, and I kind of like looked up and like thought about it, and just kind of like shook my head and just like kept eating, and then
Can Cicero and I tell they're like,
Wait, sorry, can we go back to the money thing? So we paid 3 silver pieces to
Only one of these.
one each.
only 1 each.
Yeah.
Okay. 7 silver pieces.
do Cicero and I notice a change in your meaning?
Yeah, you can see them just return to a bit of a normal.
Lorelith, what do you think of Misery's hair?
I don't.
Okay, we're back to normal. Just so you all are aware, it would appear Misery proceeded with a magical charm, and a couple of you were quite out of sorts for the last hour.
It was more like my natural charm, as someone may have advised me to do, but it was also there was magic.
He did a lovely job. He did very well at it, clearly.
I got us the thing.
So did we sign the contract?
We did not.
The contract?
If I remember correctly, we decided to wait an hour to sign it.
Yeah, so you guys could stop loving me. But you still love me, right?
Everyone still loves you.
Please say you love me.
Are you eating food too right now?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm
I think-
concerned
I
about.
don't want to hold this. Like,
Are
Misery
you
doesn't wanna
eating or
hold it.
drinking?
Joey doesn't want to.
Joy and misery are one and the same.
I am concerned about losing the 50 immediate gold and 2 potions, which was a huge draw for us in order.
We almost lost the 2 potions?
You don't forget everything.
Oh. I was looking at the coin, so I wasn't paying attention to it. I didn't hear him say that.
Well, I think it's lovely, the offer that was made for Cicero's house, which could house 6 people. I don't know that that is mutually beneficial to the group, and the concern of losing the 50 gold and the 2 potions, and now that everyone is level-headed and loves misery, but is responsible about it, I feel that we can discuss it.
Irresponsible.
I would argue that losing 50 gold would be worth our friend Cicero gaining his own. However, I agree that healing potions would be very useful in our travels, and I would argue that our potential sponsor, Rickledor, would see the wisdom in giving health potions to the party he intends to send out into dangerous circumstances to gain him more money.
Good point.
How much does a health potion usually cost?
50 gold.
Yeah.
I have a health potion that I made on our night off last night. Wow.
I mean, I can just heal with
And I'm guessing, based on our friend Cicero's ability to create potions, from what I have heard happened earlier today, that he has the things for me to use herbs and plants to make more healing potions. I just would need an amount of time to make it, and it wouldn't cost us any coin.
Cicero, you have the ability to give. You know what it takes to make a health potion.
I know what it takes to make a health potion.
I know what it takes to make a health potion. I just need the equipment to be able to mix and
Such as 2 cauldrons.
like a cauldron, a mortar, and a pestle, and
About 2 walls.
pretty
One
much
is just
all.
like
I got a cauldron and 2 walls.
Do you have a mortar and pestle?
Do I have a mortar and pestle?
Between the tools that both of you have, for
I got a mortar and pestle.
your herbalism, your alchemy,
But I thought I I use my herbalism kit?
It is like a reusable set of tools.
Oh, okay.
And so between your tools and his knowledge,
made it sound like-
Also,
Okay.
we can make potions. Also, several of us can heal with our magic as well.
Also, I don't plan on getting hurt.
We have healing magic. We have the ability to create potions. Cicero continues to hold the gold that he was given earlier. So all things considered, we are set up in a very good spot.
That would be what it appears.
Cicero has so much gold.
I am more
5.
concerned about the loss of 50 gold and 150 gold going into a place of residence, which is wonderful for our friend permanently, which is likely beneficial for us temporarily. I mean, Misery's probably going to live there forever once he moves out of his parents' house.
For
but
sure.
I don't know. The rest of us will.
Yep.
So it's a great temporary solution, but permanently,
Tuli says,
I don't know.
as much as I really love the closet, I feel as though I can use little space to kind of stretch my legs, like literally. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
And how do you like the cozy cots again? Are those cots so cozy?
I must admit, I am not one to speak on this issue. I grew up living in caves. So
Same.
anything,
But tree houses.
anything beyond flattened stone is considered luxury.
Pilgrim, would you permanently live with Cicero for the foreseeable future?
If it means the man regains what he has lost, I am happy to abide.
I lost all but 2 walls.
Lorelith, are you saying you would permanently live with Cicero?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I would be okay with him having a permanent house. However, typically when things are under construction, they're not, you're not able to live in them. So what happens when we're done at the inn in 2 nights?
Oh, there's no way it'll take more.
Why don't we stay with what's his name?
That's an
I don't
additional
think that's
cost,
true.
and we don't have money.
We can go and check with Grungeon. I haven't seen him in a minute, and I should probably check on him.
Is this too realistic?
Why don't we stay with what's his name? What's the name of the guy?
Grungeon.
No, what's the one that?
Grungeon makes a lovely home.
Smash Pods owner.
Oh, you have a house for yourself?
This is
I think so.
this is
He just sometimes confuses me with his dead wife Tabitha, but she can
What's
get
our
past
closing
that.
date?
Selling populace.
I was gonna say, this is becoming the Phantom Menace for the Central Florida trade negotiations.
Golly.
What are the closing costs?
Yeah.
Where are we gonna sleep?
They have to.
Cicero, would you consider
HVAC.
financially for you and your friends,
Yes.
what if the cost for you and your friends that Rickeldar paid for the rebuilding of the cabin dropped to 100 gold instead of 150, and then 25 gold today? I feel like we made a good point about the potions. What if we asked him for 100 gold towards the cabin instead of 150 and 25 gold down?
How do you suggest paying for the rest of the cabin?
It's your cabin.
Julie, do you have any gold? Gold to go for?
Sure don't, friend.
Alright, new idea. What if we ask him for 100 gold? You guys give me 10 of it to go gamble with, and I'll turn that
Do
10
you-
into 50 more.
Cicero, I still don't totally understand the concept of coin,
Yes.
but
Yes.
do you need it today to be able to rebuild the house? Because the whole point of all of this is us doing jobs to get gold in return. So if you get that money over time through the jobs, does that accomplish the same task without the majority of the benefit being to you?
There's a logical point. We've still not decided or talked about where we're going to stay in the meantime.
We are going to stay at the Elisa Inn where we already have multiple nights to stay. And then I can go back to Gringen's house and maybe he will let you guys stay there.
Don't go back to the caves.
I'm also fine sleeping in tree houses. I can fashion a tree house very easily.
I may
Like
miss
some
my
hammocks.
my down feather bed at home, but
Why don't we go stay with your parents?
what?
They're rich. They have extra room.
Yeah, no, yeah,
Why not?
That's
No.
a good point.
Why not?
You live
I said
here.
I miss it because I miss the bed.
Why not?
You live.
I can't.
Why not?
What if we
would
went?
like
Why
You don't
not?
have to go.
I don't think so.
Why not?
You can stay at Grenjan's.
We-
He'll just confuse you with Tabitha sometimes.
Okay.
That's his late wife.
Tuli is
She's
being
dead.
Oh.
antsy because she wants to read her book. And so
Aw,
like,
relatable.
Typical Rachel.
this is the only reason Tuli would interrupt a conversation of close good friends. She says, listen, man, like, super honestly, I think we should just, if anything, I think we should just counter. I think we should just give him the 150, and I think we could ask as our final counter, final negotiation, and just say, like, could we also get the 50? And you keep the healing potions. So he keeps the 100 worth of healing potions, but we get the 50 up front. That's what I say.
His point was already that we were asking for more up front for less later, so I think we would have to offer something in
But
return.
he would say that though because he's like negotiating. So what if we say like we'll take your job today and you'll get like recouped on your investment like super quick.
This has been a very long day already.
In all of this, I forgot about my friend Bob, who has a big house in the city with 10 rooms.
Yeah.
Well, I forgot about Bob.
Stay with Felix.
History check to know where Bob lives.
Oh yeah, my brother's the king.
Whoa.
I forgot about that boy that helped us solve
Reminds
the
me of the
meeting.
Trade Federation?
Do you happen to know the Crimson?
Chin?
No, the Crimson Keeper, Glyn.
Yes!
That's a penis. So
Seth is.
Glenn Seth.
I know her.
Glyn Seth is. I'm talking to Cicero because he knows people.
I do know her. Yep,
I
yep.
do not know.
Can we stay with
She might not know me,
her?
but I know her.
Julie says, not to redirect, but what if we just like took the job, got the ball rolling, we want to do it today, right?
Can we stay with Munkin?
Julie goes,
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was talking about earlier.
I don't think it was, but that's okay.
No, it's not about Munkin.
I thought you were talking about.
We have multiple days to worry about that.
We do.
That's fair.
Let's go sign the contract. and
Hold
get-
on. Wait,
We'll
what
do a
was the
job.
decision?
There wasn't one.
We're gonna ask him for 400 gold. Let's go.
Oh, so no gold to rebuild
What
your
if
house.
I make myself turn into Rickonor?
No.
What? No gold?
What?
No gold towards the
I
house?
think that was it.
All gold
guys,
towards
I
the
think we should
house.
get the house.
And no just gold.
I think we should do the house.
It's either house or gold. So we do have
No, but I liked Gwen's idea of 100 towards the house and then 50 up front.
I'm in.
So what's
Let's
that,
go
a
sign
smaller
the
house?
25 up front.
25 up front.
50 up front. Go sign the contract.
No. 25 up front, 100 towards the house.
Let's go sign the contract.
I don't know what numbers I'm saying, but she said it.
I like it. Let's go sign.
That doesn't
100
mean
the house,
that other
25.
money couldn't be put towards the
That's great. Let's go
Right.
sign the contract.
And then no
Because we will do
potions.
jobs.
Because
No
potions are already worth 100. So that 100 is just going to the house.
And we
So
can
100
do potions.
So
We can make them.
100 gold to build a house. A house costs the same as some magic.
Can someone explain to me a mortgage rate?
We're negotiating against ourselves because you lowered it by 50.
Yeah.
We're only getting 25 back.
It should be 100.
Right, he already said 150 was too much.
Right.
No, he was
No,
gonna give us 150
Yeah.
on the house.
And none up front. But
Yeah.
by saying we're going to lower it by 50, but also you only have to
You
use
guys can pass the
25, we're like
constitution check.
countering
They're
yourself.
saying.
But it's spending money in our pockets instead of all of the money going to Cicero.
And his
somebody
worry-
in a place to live.
But
We'll do 125 and 25 then.
Sure, yeah.
Or
What?
117 and
Because it's all the same to
13.
him.
I don't
Or
care about
20.
money. So
Wait.
I would like to go see
Julie's voice got a
Rickonor.
lot deeper.
Cicero would like to go see Wrinkle Door.
Let's go see Wrinkle.
We'll call him a wrinkle.
Wrinkle Dad.
Wrinkle.
I'm signing it as Fantasy Mickey Mouse either way.
Pickle Rick.
Pay Wrinkle.
What I'm
Wait, so
saying
he already
is,
agreed to 150.
he agreed to 150, nothing up front.
I mean, I like that.
I mean,
I like it.
Julie's like,
And if I like it.
So we're back to where we started.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine.
This is why contracts are stupid.
We'll make gold the first time we do anything.
Actually, no, Julie doesn't say that. Julie says, whatever the group wants.
That's powerful.
That's powerful. Words up.
To Wrinkle Dink.
So,
I do suggest we say his name correctly.
Yes.
It is not Wrinkledink?
It's Rickle Dar.
Is it Shrinky?
It's Rickle
Wrinkle
Dar.
Dink, did you?
It's Rickle Dar.
heading back,
going in there with two Jedi. You think that's right?
Oh no.
heading back into emergency conversation. Wrinkle door. Behind the bar.
Not for coach stuff.
Hello, and welcome back to my establishment.
After that brief interruption.
You have been gone for 1 hour and 12 minutes. And I imagine you have had a wonderful conversation amongst friends.
I had nothing to eat.
Leans forward against the bar, looks over to the group. What did we decide?
We're taking it. Sign the contract.
To be honest, Wrinkle Dink, we have no idea.
That is not his name.
Do you mind if we call you Wrinkle Dink?
Please, Wrinkledar.
Can I?
Gets immediately visibly frustrated.
Can I do?
I want to
Hey,
we weren't drinking.
Do Wrinkle Dink?
Hey, do the spell that you did on.
No.
It did not work. I can tell.
Is Gwen our emissary?
Raveldar will do the 150
Yeah, Gwen
final.
speaks for us.
I'm gonna
Nothing up front.
while she's saying that.
We will do that.
I'm gonna change into Wrinkledar, and I'm gonna say, "Have you ever debated with yourself?"
Please change back.
Okay. Just change back immediately.
Did you say please change back?
Yes.
Wrinkledar says please change back.
Just throw change back
No,
immediately.
Dan is done with Tim's shit and was like, Tim, stop it.
Please change back.
Role playing.
Tim, please change back.
Wrinkledar, despite the straight up disrespect that has come from the social awkwardness, which I apologize for, we would like to sign the contract. And I assume the rest of my friends will be visiting.
That does not mean that we respect you. I mean, we might.
I apologize for anything I said earlier about my opinion towards misery.
I thought it was all fun.
Okay.
I'm just gonna nudge her.
Oh, sorry.
So the contract as is, without any changes, is fine.
No, with the 150 change.
25%.
Right. Okay, so the upfront change, that cost will go towards rebuilding now.
25%.
And the shopping thing written into it.
That is
That's
yours.
That was clarified.
Oh, okay.
The 25% will change once we earn him 100 gold.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Okay.
This is stuff we already know, so let's say we don't work
Yes,
out there
okay.
again.
Are y'all having Wi-Fi problems? Just for note taking.
What is Wi-Fi?
No, I'm sorry.
I'm not.
Okay, I'm not able to.
I don't do notes. I'm not part of this.
I'm sorry. Please continue. I will turn off.
And we cut to here, and... No, you're fine.
No, I can take this away.
With the 33% will drop to 25% for outside jobs once 100 gold is paid in profits to Wrinkledar. That he notates on the contract and changes that. And also, the upfront payment is adjusted to 150 gold towards a residence on Cicero's property outside of Populous, to be constructed in 2 weeks' time, in 14 days. And he says, I know of the people who can do this work, and I will press for them that it is urgent. 2 weeks is expedited, and as fast as I could comfortably ask, will that amount of time suffice?
That was for rebuilding.
Yes. And it will be paid for and finished in 2 weeks.
Sufficient.
We will assist, everyone in this party will assist with the building as well, if that is convenient.
We talk to the people first and see if that is something they're interested in.
We would love to get in their way while they're trying to do this.
We've only caused problems in this city so far, and we would like to cause more.
You have to solve any of these problems, but
We've helped so much.
So, may I then tell you about the first job that
yes.
Yeah. Job.
I've heard of a place.
Furious typing.
Great.
A place.
Deep into the woods, but on the perimeter of Lake Georgina, that some shipwrecked sailors have told me about on several different occasions, that people have stumbled onto a location out in the woods that I can give a general sense of where it might be, that I imagine has rewards for exploring. What I've heard is that these folks that were out on the lake found themselves by a door that has some runes or magic some things written upon it that I haven't ventured out to be able to see or know about myself, but nobody's been able to open it. And then they eventually wander their way back into town. And I have sent some people to go out and find it. Nobody has been able to find it since. But if you're willing to go out and explore in the particular area of the woods and get through this door, I'm certain that whatever somebody was willing to protect with this type of magic to keep it locked, that there would be things of value and things to learn, that some magic user has reserved a space out into the woods to protect something, or who knows. So,
Dungeons.
if in this contract this seems like a suitable first job while I go and seek others, and also seek out relationships, I can let you know which blacksmith, which magic shop I'm able to secure over the next couple of days. I will set up some meetings. Does this seem like a sufficient first job as part of our agreement? What was your name again as a group?
I know that
Freaking frick, bro!
Les Miserables felt very important to me earlier, but
It's to be determined.
Misery Business also felt strongly to me earlier.
Misery's business?
But that doesn't make any sense now.
It's to be determined. We have not decided.
Oh, we
Sorry.
have to sign this as someone.
Can we-
Can we
I'll
remain
sign
as
it.
adventuring
We
party for
didn't
now?
think about it!
I know the name.
This is like, give me the contract.
Can you
right
say
now.
it out loud?
Yeah,
first?
can you say it to us?
No, I'll read it.
Normally your catchphrase is yep, yep, yep.
Okay,
not-
contract?
No. So.
No.
I'll sign it.
keep the contract from sister.
Can you tell us what it is? Hold on. Hold
What
on.
about
Hold
less
on. The
miserable?
last time we did this, we were in a world of trouble with what happened.
Wait, what?
The last time we withheld something from Cicero, a lot of bad things happened.
This is a healthy relationship.
trust me.
Let him do whatever he wants.
Or
I don't know why our name matters so much that we can't give this one thing to him. The man's cabin did just get destroyed.
God.
Gracious, I grabbed the contract.
The spell is over.
Okay.
You don't know there's no magic loving
Yeah, man,
anyone.
give it to sister and
I know. I'm trying
let
to
him do his
maintain
dirty
my
business
friendship.
on the contract.
Julie says, okay.
I don't know why I can't just stay adventuring party for now.
You want to be called the adventuring party.
We give it to Cicero.
okay, Cicero, go ahead.
Teeth.
Begrudgingly.
I think it's fine. It's just a name. It's not like this is marked on us for years to come.
And
It's on the contract for
at this
1,000
point,
gold.
let me clarify before you write this, that all 6 of you have written your individual names on lines listed for
Great.
being
Yeah.
a part of this adventuring party. Right. And that this also brings all of you together into this adventuring party.
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
All right.
So,
all right,
Cicero, go ahead and write down on the contract.
Oh my god.
This feels important. I guess it's not really, but
Can the camera be like on the paper as he's
As he
writing
writes?
it? Yeah.
Yeah, sure you can do
We're
that.
not. It's gonna be whatever you.
It has to be.
That's what we
Are
are.
you able to write it in the box? Is that fine?
He's cementing it.
Like so.
You should have had something.
I have something now.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay. That's
All right, everyone, practice your enthusiasm
this is
faces.
the most nervous I've ever been.
Yeah.
Playing D&D.
It's just a name, you guys. It's fine.
This feels like writing that
You say that on this side of him writing.
Let
just
him
a name.
have this one thing.
You must understand, like,
What
huh?
if I just wrote yep, yep, yep?
You don't actually have an idea.
I do have an idea.
No, he did 20 seconds ago.
I don't, but now I do. I didn't think I would say yes.
And it can't be 6 of cake because nobody likes that.
I really liked it.
Oh no, I ruined it.
Just kidding.
They're not going to be able to see it on the camera this way, but it's fine. Unless we had like a Sharpie or something. Like, is there a black marker in that cup behind you, Rachel? You're right. To the left of the books, there's a mug full of like a bunch of stuff. All of this tension, what is it going to be? This
There
is
are
worth the moment.
Sharpies in my office.
This is
Yeah,
just
forget it. That'll work.
That's an expo marker. Those go on dry erase boards on the paper.
It'll be fine.
You monster!
It's not gonna ruin the marker, it'll just ruin the paper.
No, it'll ruin the
see this?
marker too, but it's fine.
Let's see when you make your first mark. Go for it. Yep. Oh yeah. Clear as day.
The
Oh my god.
hard
Half.
boiled The hash slinging slasher.
The half
Duns?
dozen.
The half dozen.
The half done.
We're a half dozen who leads every mission half done. We're the half dozen.
That's a little too low.
It's fine.
I'm happy with that.
I like that.
We're all equally enthused about that.
I'm upset about the cat.
Steven hates it. But what is Pilgrim?
The half done's in.
Great.
Solidified and forever.
Lovely.
I wrote it next time.
Good job.
That was a magic 20
I'm cool with just.
I really didn't think y'all would say yes. I'm gonna be honest with you.
It should be the half dozen, but does like DOE at.
It's too
Eventually,
late.
We
Oh,
get there.
that's our character arc.
The half dozen.
It's too late. It's in writing.
It's late. All right, good job.
Toby was blown away by this.
This is what it's like living.
So hard.
This happens often throughout the day.
Joey is enthralled with Joey for the next hour.
Especially when driving on, like, dang, that was a good name.
Yeah.
I'm so smart.
And I'm gonna say we can stop talking about it.
All right, we signed it.
Session 14 has been a negotiation.
Oh.
We did a contract.
Negotiation.
That's the end of it.
And now begins the ground invasion
We
on
did
Denver.
it.